It's me, I'm back, and we are back with Varisha, or Breathes Through Pain, as her Argonian name, and she's in Riften. As a little recap from last episode, she successfully managed to escape her life of servitude in Solstheim from her master Neloth.
You said you'd pay it back on time and for double the usual fee.
It wasn't easy.
I know I did. But how was I
to
to
know
know the
run
shipment
into
would
a
get
bit of
robbed?
trouble along
Next
the way.
time, keep your plans quieter, and nothing would have happened to it.
Oh, don't know what's happening in that conversation,
telling
but
me you
she's
robbed
not
it?
getting involved.
Why are you doing this to me?
Look,
She ran
Shelby,
into some
last
trouble along the
warning,
way,
pay up or else.
but
all I care about is the gold.
she made it.
Everything else is yours.
Having traveled to Windhelm by sea, and realizing that Windhelm has a huge Argonian settlement, which shocked her completely. It had been years since she had seen another Argonian face to face, and she had never seen a male Argonian before. So this was her first time truly being amongst her people. Having grown up as a slave her entire life, having been sold to Master Neloth when she was a young hatchling, that's all she knew. And she had enough. And she was able to plan an escape. And so here she is, starting what she hopes to be the beginning of a new life for herself. She be gaming. This is such a strange land, though. It's so big. There's just so much that it feels completely overwhelming. Is there an Argonian over here? Yes, there is. Hello.
Greetings, honored friend. Could I interest you in some fine jewelry?
Fine jewelry? Is this your business?
Not well, I'm afraid. That Brynjolf, he keeps draining the people's pockets with his ridiculous miracle cures. A
Brynjolf?
few months ago, it was Troll Fatsav, and now he's got something new.
Oh.
Not that there's anything that can be done about it. He's in good with the Thieves Guild.
The Thieves Guild? Varisha really doesn't know what any of this means. Do you make your own jewelry? It looks beautiful.
I do. Sadly, I'm one of the few traditional Saxhleel jewelers that remains in Tamriel. It's becoming a lost
really?
art. Only trouble is gathering materials has become hazardous. The roads
Gathering
to the
materials?
mines and to the other cities are thick with bandits, and worse. Would you be interested in gathering some materials for me? I'd certainly be happy to compensate you.
Really? Oh, excuse me? How rude. Varisha definitely needs to find work. So she'll help. She'll definitely help, especially if there's compensation involved.
Thank you, marsh friend.
What does he
I'm
need?
seeking a small list of items to complete my next creation.
Okay.
2 flawless sapphires, a mammoth tusk, and a chunk of gold ore.
My goodness.
Good journey, marsh friend.
Those sound like quite rare ingredients. Varisha's not quite sure how she's going to find those. She doesn't even know her way around this city, much less to be able to find
gemstones over here.
gems and gold. Who's this Brynjolf she's
New in
speaking of?
town, eh? Here for the fishing, I guess.
For the fishing? Is there good fishing here?
There's nothing like fishing on Lake Onred. You should try it sometime.
Oh, he must be a fisherman then.
Only the best in all of Riften. I own Riften Fishery. Started
does?
out with a single fishing pole, and now I have an entire building and 2 boats to my name. Not bad for a middle-aged Nord, eh? Too bad I
He
haven't
owns the
had the
fishery?
same success helping this city shed its poverty. And even Nord thinks I'm wasting my time trying. But I disagree.
Who thinks he's wasting his time? And the city's in poverty? The city looks pretty well off to Varisha. So he owns the fishery. Varisha wonders if he's hiring extra help. That's definitely up her alley. She could definitely help with that. Who buys your fish?
I sell my catch across a good portion of Skyrim. It's worth its weight in gold to me. The only untapped market left is Markarth. However, I just got word that Klepper at the Silver Blood Inn might be interested. You're headed that way. I would appreciate you delivering a purchase agreement for me. You'd be paid, of course.
A purchase agreement? And we'd be paid? She's not quite sure yet. She doesn't even know where the Silverblood Inn is. Varisha needs to take a minute because she's just arrived to Riften and she's feeling completely overwhelmed. So perhaps another time.
Certainly.
She's just going to catch her bearings a little bit and then maybe she can come back and talk to him about getting a job at the Fishery and perhaps helping him with some errands? He mentioned someone named Nivenor?
Nivenor is my wife.
Oh.
How I was ever able to meet such a gorgeous creature is one of life's mysteries. We're at odds about my charity. She thinks the people in this town have become lazy and expecting a handout. I tried to include her in my lessons from Mara Mall over at the Temple of Mara, but she prefers to shop
The
instead.
Temple of Mara.
Different strokes, eh?
He does sound quite charitable. This is someone perhaps Varisha should keep in mind if ever she needs a little charity of her own.
Yes, I suppose someone has to be around here. Have you seen the condition of this sorry excuse for a city? Beggars roam the streets, crime runs rampant, and the threat of wars driving away business. The
Crime.
paltry amount of coin that I
Crime
place
runs
in the
rampant
charity
here?
box at the temple is the least I can do to help. Remember to give at the temple.
Wow.
Jewelry with
She's definitely
legendary
thankful she bumped
Argonian
into him.
craftsmanship.
Oh. There are so many faces here. Oh,
There's nothing like fishing on Lake Onrek. You should
that a
try
dark
it
elf?
sometime.
If
That
you're
is a
looking for
dark
a
elf.
handout, you want to speak with my husband.
Nivenor. Isn't this the fishery owner's wife?
Voley's around somewhere, planning to feed the poor with his nonsense about Mara.
He's married to a dark elf? No
With my
wonder
husband's
why.
newfound religion, what I do with our coin and what I do all day seems less important to him. Suits me.
Huh. No wonder why she seems to be selfish and doesn't approve of his charity. She's a dark elf. Varisha wouldn't have expected anything less. Oh, and who's this? And what is this? Definitely looks similar to an elf.
Trees. They're beautiful here. Reminds me of autumn at home.
All right then.
Huh. He reminds Varisha of a dark elf, but he's different. He looks different. Another dark elf. Is Riften a settlement for dark elves? If so, Varisha's not sure if she'll feel welcome here. Well, she has a few goals for today, and that's basically to secure the basics. She needs to find shelter, someplace she can sleep for at least a couple nights, and if she can, she also wants to secure a little bit of work so she can get some coin. She needs to be able to buy food and drink. What's this? A notice board.
Need something?
Hello? Oh. Hello.
Until next time.
She's not too sure who that is or what he wants.
Huh?
She won't be talking to strangers very often because she just doesn't trust anybody here. Now, this looks like a work notice board, delivery notice board. Is this for people looking for work? There doesn't seem to be any work available at the moment. Maybe if she goes and asks inside, they could tell her more? Because if there's work to be done, she'll definitely work. She's no stranger to hard work.
People of Riften, heed my words. The return of the dragons is not mere
Looking for work?
coincidence.
I need someone to deliver a message to Sibby Blackbriar.
Lady Mara is displeased
Sibby
with your
Blackbriar?
constant inebriation.
Who's
And
Sibby
Looking for work?
Blackbriar?
teachings of
There's an Argonian over there.
Kira. Certainly we can come
Talon.
to some sort of an understanding. These people must be made aware of the chaos they've sown.
What's
You're a
happening
stranger
here?
here too,
We've
huh?
all heard of the dragons and their return. There's no need to use them as an excuse to harass our customers.
Very well, Talon. I'll remove
Talon.
myself from this den of iniquity.
We're not kicking you out. Just keep the sermons at the temple and let us all sin in peace.
If you've got the coin, you've come to the right place. Pull up
Another
the sign.
Argonian. Is this inn owned by Argonians? Could that really be true?
Hey, Talon, get off your lazy tail and take care of the customer.
Keep your scales on.
Looking for a place to stay?
We are. Yes, we are. Is there a place available here?
Yes.
45 gold. Varisha can't afford that. She can't afford to give away all her gold. If she does that, she'll have no money left to eat. She honestly can't believe that this place is owned by an Argonian? She never thought that would be possible. Can you tell us more about this place?
Riften's biggest exports used to be fishing and honey until the Blackbriar family moved in. Now the meadery is the biggest game in town.
Blackbriar. There's that name again. Well, she can't afford a place to sleep here. Maybe she can suggest somewhere else she can sleep for the night? Somewhere less expensive, perhaps? Varisha also wonders if perhaps she could use a little help around the inn. She wouldn't mind working for her for a little while.
You look like you could use a drink. What do you say to some cheap meat?
No, thank you.
I'm selling the best meat in town for cheap. Interested?
Who are you? We won't be taking anything from you. Why are you bothering me with cheap mead?
No, friend. You've got it all wrong. I'm not selling cheap mead. I'm selling good mead for cheap. Blackbriar mead. I sell cases of it for half of what
Blackbriar
the inns and taverns pay through the meadery. All I need is someone to deliver it for me. If anyone saw me leave Riften, they get suspicious. Keep this to yourself. Yeah, what do you want?
Oh my goodness.
If this is about the meadery, we can talk later.
Riften is full of dark elves. There are more dark elves here than Argonians. If Varisha's going to be staying here for a while, this is something she's going to have to get used to.
I'm selling the best
She's
meat
got to
in
see
town
if she
for
can
cheap.
talk to the other
Interested?
male Argonian that's here. What's his name? Talon.
Is there something I can do for you?
Hello, friend. We're new to Riften, and we can use all the help we could get. Perhaps he can tell her more about this thieves guild that she's hearing about.
They're vermin. Garbage. They're exactly what makes this city such a horrible place to live. How appropriate they should live in the Ratway with the rest of the trash.
The Ratway? The Ratway? And what's the Ratway?
Disgusting. Ruined sewers filled with goodness knows what. There's an entrance down by the canal, but I'd highly advise you to stay out of there. It's the Thieves Guild's territory.
Huh. She wonders if she could find a place to sleep there for the night. And you are with Karava, are you not?
I met her when I wandered into Riften a few years ago. Been smitten with her ever since. In fact, I'm thinking
he's from
of
away as
asking
well.
her to marry me. In
Really?
Blackmarsh, tradition dictates we present a potential mate a unique wedding ring to represent our future bond.
Does it
I
really?
already have the gold band, but all I need are 3 flawless amethysts to complete the setting.
3 flawless amethysts. Varisha doesn't really know what she can do. Perhaps she can keep that in mind? She would like to help as many of her Argonian people as possible. And perhaps while she's out looking for the ingredients for Madesi, the jeweler, she may come across some other stones.
I was hoping you'd offer. I didn't think it was my place to ask such a favor of you. I thank you.
You're welcome. Varisha doesn't know anything about Argonian culture or their traditions. So this is so fascinating to her to learn about the marriage traditions of her people She'd love to learn more.
Every Argonian wedding proposal band is supposed to have 3 flawless amethysts as part of their design.
Wow.
2 of the gems, the ones on the outside, represent the couple to be married. 1 for the husband, 1 for the wife. The amethyst in the center represents the Hist, the entity that all Argonians consider a sacred part of our lives.
The Hist? The Hist? A sacred part of Argonian lives?
If you'll excuse me, I have other things to attend to.
Yes, of course. Thank you for speaking with us.
If your allegiance lies with the Empire, we haven't much to discuss.
Varisha is realizing that there's so much about herself, about what it means to be an Argonian.
I'm telling you, I heard it, howling.
That she never learned, because Master never taught her any of this. She feels lost. She still hasn't found anywhere that she can sleep for a while. She's quite tired. She had a little bit of bread that she had on her when she arrived, and that's held her over for a little while. But she's thirsty and tired. She needs to find somewhere she can lay her head for the night. She'll speak with Karava again. Even though she can't afford to stay at the inn, perhaps Karava could suggest somewhere else she may be able to sleep for the night? Until she can either afford a hotel room or find more permanent shelter. Varisha spoke with Karava, who told her about a place on the lower levels of Riften called Beggar's Row? She suggested that if Varisha didn't have enough money to pay for an inn, that she could possibly stay there for the night. She did warn her that it's where
Yes,
the
sirrah.
beggars go. Oh, this must be Helga. Varisha heard her talking about the bunkhouse.
What can I do for you?
Karava did mention that Helga houses the workers at the fishery, and she may have a place available? She'll ask. The bunkhouse. Do you own the bunkhouse?
Of course not. You expect me to take care of it by myself? My niece Vana helps me with the chores. She'd be more help if she kept her head out of the clouds. She's been with me ever since her parents were killed by bandits and she was dropped in my lap.
She'll ask Helga if she would perhaps let her stay, even if it's just for one night.
New around Riften? Take my advice. Stay at the Bee and Barb. The bunkhouse isn't for you.
With that, she's told Varisha no. She's explained that the bunkhouse, she reserves it only for those that work at the fishery, and for some that also work at the meadery. So, unless Varisha can get a job at one of those 2 places, she won't allow her to sleep there. But Taylor and Karava have said Varisha can use their pot if she has any ingredients and would like to cook something for the evening. So she's so grateful for that. Let's see, does she have anything she can make? Oh yes, she can make apple cabbage stew. This will help with her hunger and her thirst. Oh, she can make a few of these. Is there anything else? No, it doesn't look like it. There are some ingredients here though. Oh, she could really use some of these. There's rabbit as well. But she doesn't feel right stealing from her own people. No, she'll find somewhere else to get food.
New in
She
town,
won't take
eh?
from them.
Here for the fishing, I guess. Fancy yourself the adventuring type, eh? Just as well. I doubt...
They've been so kind to her. She doesn't want to steal from them. She did see quite a bit of food left out in the market area. Are people still out and about? Oh yes, it's still very busy, isn't it? Look at this cart. There's a lot of food here. She may come back when it's a little bit quieter and see if she can sneak a few things. She has no choice. Is this another slave? Like the one she saw in Windhelm?
Please, I need but a septum.
A septum is all I ask. Is that so bad? I can't take this place anymore. The trees, all the colors, but the city's so dark. Why? It makes no sense.
She's suffering. Varisha doesn't have much of her own, but she will give her at least 1 gold coin.
Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart.
Varisha knows how it feels to suffer, to be hungry and cold, alone and scared. She wouldn't wish that upon anyone.
What do you want, Lizard?
Oh, nothing. I'll stay out of your way.
You're a stranger here too, huh?
I've never seen Miol this upset about anything.
We are.
Visitors like us are rare in this part of Skyrim.
Oh, are you a visitor as well? She heard them talking about the Thieves Guild when she first arrived to Riften. What can they tell her about them?
To call it a guild is ridiculous. How can people who would betray one another over a gold coin be considered part of an association? They're the worst kind. Even the Dark Brotherhood abides by a strict set of rules and tradition. These thieves are just rabble.
Brotherhood?
What do you think?
Oh, we don't have an opinion.
That's a shame. Too many people in Riften share your view, and look where it's getting them. It's going to take more than just myself and Eren to help this city. It has to want to help itself first.
You're not from Riften, then? Where do you come from?
I've been adventuring across Tamriel since I was a fresh-faced young woman barely able to swing a blade. My travels have taken me from High Rock to Valenwood, elsewhere to Morrowind, and all points in between.
Elsewhere? Morrowind? And then why have you come? Why have you come to Skyrim? To Riften?
Many years ago I lost my blade, Grimsever, within a Dwemer ruin. I took it as a sign that I was wasting my days in search of wealth.
Dwemer?
You and I are alike.
Dwemer ruin?
We seek challenge and great fortune. But for me, that's where the similarities end. You see, Riften is my great beast to be slain, and my fortune comes from gratitude and trust. Safe travels.
That's where she's wrong. Varisha doesn't seek adventure and great fortune. She just seeks freedom and a life of peace. She seeks happiness. That's the guy she saw at the front when she arrived. Is he guarding the door? Varisha's had quite enough for one day, and she's exhausted. She's gonna go see if she can find this Beggar's Row. But this is beautiful, isn't it? She's not sure if she's ever seen such a beautiful land. Granted, it's much colder than Solstheim. Solstheim's usually very hot because of the volcanoes there. But here...
Stay out of trouble, Lizard.
Here, she's obviously not very welcome, is she? Something else she'll have to get used to, she guesses. Another reason why she'll be keeping a low profile. Right. Beggar's Row, she said, would be across from the alchemy store. And there's the alchemy shop. So is this it? Beggar's Row. Yes, this seems like it's it. Oh my. Hello? Is there anyone else in here? Oh yes, she does see someone. Is that an Argonian? Madesi! The jeweler!
Come see me in the market if you're looking for the finest custom jewelry in all of Skyrim.
Is this where he lives as well? Varisha would have thought him having his own business meant that he would at least have a roof over his head, a place of his own. the woman she gave the gold coin to. Yes, this is her. She stays here as well. Hello, friend. Is it all right if we spend the night?
Hmm?
We have nowhere else to go. Thank you. Oh, she could take some food. Well, she's hungry, thirsty, and tired. So, she's gonna eat the cabbage stew she made. Let's see. Yes, she has 2. She definitely has enough to share, so she'll also see if that slave, or beggar I guess she is, according to the people in Riften, if she would like some as well. It seems as though Medesi is already busy making himself something to eat, so he should be fine. And it looks as though this is where she can sleep for the night as well. So that's exactly what she's going to do. She needs to rest, so that she can at least start to think straight. There's just been so much that's happened. Oh, who's this? Another beggar sleeps here as well.
Watch what you're doing.
Oh, we apologize. Sorry, friend. This day has been quite overwhelming for Varisha. She has a lot she's going to have to learn and get used to around here. But for now, she's going to sleep. And hopefully, in the morning, she'll have a clearer head, so that she can think about what to do next. It is morning.
Yes?
It's around 7 o'clock in the morning, and everyone seems to be getting a head start to the day. And Varisha needs to do the same.
Please. Please, I need but a septum. A septum is all I ask. Is that so?
Yes.
We're sorry, friend. We gave you all we had yesterday. What she has left, she needs to keep for herself. A new day. Right. Well, Varisha has to secure herself some work today. She has no choice. She needs to start making some coin as soon as possible. She doesn't like stealing. But if she has to, she will. A few tomatoes. Some carrots. She'll only take what she needs. Salt will be good so she can cook. She knows she has to be careful because there are guards everywhere in this city. Good. That should hold her over for a little while. Perhaps Karava and Talon will let her use their kitchen again, so she can make a few more meals?
Stay out of trouble, lizard.
Oh. She guesses Argonians are not well trusted in Riften. The sleep last night was okay. I mean, Varisha's had worse conditions. But she was thankful that at least she had a roof over her head, and she was warm.
Only a mere 20 gold coins, and all this could be yours.
Safe enough as well, she guesses. Today, she wants to go see the fishery.
Working at the Riften Fishery is tough.
One of those horrors comes here. We'll be ready.
Genuine farmer blood elixir.
Oh, no.
I'm beginning to think leaving Mournhold was a mistake.
Are there dark elves working at the fishery as well? Karava said the fishery was down this way. What a beautiful morning.
What is it, Argonian?
Hello? Nothing. We're not here to cause any trouble. Look at these waters. They're so clear. She's definitely going to go for a swim. Maybe she can find some fish? She wonders if they have pearls here as well. She could definitely find a few more and sell those. Oh, she'll stay out of his way. it'll be a nice way for her to take a bath as well. The Fishery. She's found it. Right. She has to get a job here. She has to. Oh.
Well met.
Hello.
I don't think they're hiring anyone at the moment. So
Oh,
if you're
no.
looking for work, you're out of luck.
Really? They're not hiring? Damn it. This was Varisha's only plan. Who's this? There are Argonians working here. There are 2. Hello.
Please help me. I'm going to lose my job at the Riften Fishery.
Oh. Why is that, friend? Are you okay?
My job at the Riften Fishery is in danger. The owner, Bolly, said that if I show up for work in this condition one more time, then I'm out.
Yes, she
I
met
don't
Bolly
mean to
yesterday.
do this to myself, but I can't help it.
What
I
condition?
tried some skooma a year ago, and ever since then, I can't stop. If you could give me a healing potion, I could cleanse this poison from my body and get back to my life.
A healing potion? Well, if Varisha can find one, she'll help.
Thank you, my friend.
Skooma.
Any healing potion. The pain.
This is the second time an Argonian has spoken to Varisha about skooma. There was the Argonian in Windhelm as well, who asked Varisha if she could help him get a bottle of skooma. What is this skooma?
I'm not sure what it's made from, but I can tell you that once you've had a taste, you'll never crave anything else. The Dunmer came up with the stuff a long time ago. Very
Dunmer.
illegal and very hard to come by. I got mine off a merchant ship in Solitude. Worst mistake I ever made.
Of course it would be the Dunmer that created such poison. Why does this not surprise Varisha? You work at the Fishery.
Bolly is a good man. He pays us well and watches out for us.
Does he?
I used to work at the Blackbriar Meadery, but Indarin and I never saw eye to eye. That elf has no patience at all. It's probably for the best anyway. I'm far better at fishing than working in a meadery.
As are we.
Any healing potion will do. Please, hurry.
Oh no, she seems like she's really in need, and she might lose her job? If Varisha can help, she will. She's not sure where she'll get this healing potion from. She doesn't think she has one on her, does she? No, she has stamina and poisons. She'll find a way to get this healing potion for her. She promises. And who is this?
Did you bring
Swims
anything?
in deep water.
The
Not yet,
pain.
friend. We'll help you as soon as we can. Hello.
Yes.
Swims in deep
You
water.
have no idea what it's like to have everything. Then watch it all disappear.
We are breathed through pain. It's nice to meet you.
Yes?
Oh. Can he teach her about fishing?
Of course.
Oh! What is that? He's given her. He's given her an entire list of fish to catch? Is this a test, perhaps? A test to see if she can work at the fishery?
That doesn't change anything.
So he wants her to catch fish. She can definitely do that.
My thanks to you.
She's gonna take a look to see exactly what this is. Will she be paid for this? List of fair weather fish. Ours has dreamt of these waters many times, filled with strange, exotic fish from all over Skyrim. No, not fishes. Friends. Well, at least until they're harvested and sold as food. We have a business to maintain, after all. Friendships can only go so far before gold gets in the way. The fish in my dreams seem to be okay with this arrangement, and he rarely lies to me. And so, with his blessing, I will teach you to catch these fish, and in exchange, you will bring them here. Here is a list to start with. carp, goldfish, glassfish, and pogfish. Some of these fish she's never heard of or ever seen. They are fair weather fish and should be easy enough to catch. Even so, please read the first volume of Fishing Mastery, written by yours truly. Has he written a book? A copy should be sitting on a shelf in the back room of the Fishery. When you are done, return to me, and we will find our new friends a home and use some coin! Oh yes, that's fantastic! This, Varisha can definitely do. She's definitely going to help him with this task of finding these fish.
Did you bring anything?
Sorry, friend.
Pain.
Because she knows that's something she can do, and she can do it well. Now, he said there were some books back here to teach her how to fish. Not that she needs lessons on how to fish. She's been fishing ever since she was a young hatchling to survive. But he's requested that she learn how to fish with a fishing rod, as to not contaminate the fish and keep it fresh longer. Okay, here we go. Line and lure, these must be the books. Let's see. Line and lure. Oh yes, this will teach her how to fish with a fishing rod. This is exactly what she needs. And how to use fishing supplies. Perfect. But it's stealing if she takes the book. How is she to learn without this book? Doesn't seem to be anyone around. She'll just close this door quickly. And she's not going to steal it. She's just going to borrow it. She promises to bring it right back. She also found the other book he was talking about, Fishing Mastery Volume 1. So she's going to have to take the time to read this as well. This should teach her more about the fish he wants her to catch, which will also come in handy. So she's assuming that this is maybe a little side business he has of his own, which is wonderful, but she wants to try to get something a little bit more permanent, a little bit more consistent. So she's going to go and try to find Bolli, the owner of the fishery.
Take my advice. Don't listen to that talk of the face sculptor down in the Ragged Flagon. Face butcher is more like it from what I've heard.
What? Talk to the face sculptor in the Ragged Flagon? What is he going on about? These Nords definitely are strange. Perhaps she can convince Bolli to hire her
Working at the
on.
Riften Fishery is tough, but it puts some coin in my pocket.
After all, if he's willing to hire a dark elf who seems to only cut wood all day, he could surely use another Argonian who can breathe underwater and really get some fishing done. Oh, there he is. Now's her opportunity. She's sure she can work out a deal. She's going to take a few minutes and speak to Bolli and see if they can't work out a deal. She wants to make herself useful, just like that high elf mentioned in Windhelm.
All meats guaranteed.
Make yourself useful, and they'll be happy to have your help. And it's now or never.
Fresh meats and produce.
She's sure she can convince him.
If you're hungry, Marie sells fresh fish.
Excellent! She was able to work something out with Bolli. Not
Need
exactly
something?
the agreement she was hoping for, but he did tell her if she would agree to deliver a purchase agreement to a city called Markarth, that he would put in a good word for her and see if she could have a more permanent
For a handout.
residence
You want to speak with my husband.
at the bunkhouse, so that she didn't have to keep staying at Beggar's Row. And that seems like a perfectly good deal to her.
Buy some armor and live to tell about it.
She's getting thirsty and hungry. Hello.
You gonna buy something? Or just here for training? Otherwise, move on.
Well, we don't really have that much money to spend. And do you always speak to your customers like this?
Look, I've moved all over Skyrim selling these bits of junk, and I'm barely scraping by. I'm not out to win friends, and I could care less if you're happy about your purchase or not. I just need the coin. The sooner I get out of Skyrim, the better.
Well, that suits Varisha fine, because she's not really here to make friends either. Why do you want to leave Skyrim? You look like you're doing well. You have a shop? You make coin? What more could you want?
Are you serious? The war is tearing the land apart. The dragons have returned seeking who knows what. Skyrim is going nowhere, fast. If I were you, I'd pack up and get out of here before you end up in one of those burial cairns.
Could she be speaking truth? Are there truly dragons in Skyrim? Varisha hasn't seen any. What does she know of the Thieves Guild?
They'd stop at nothing to take your last bit of food if that's all you had. The Ratway's too good a place for that scum.
Seems as though most people in Riften don't take kindly to the Thieves Guild. Well, Varisha thinks she has a few things still on her that
Just
she can
what you
sell.
see here.
And honestly, she needs to get all the coins she can. So let's see. Whatever she doesn't need, she'll have to sell. Like this robe. Apprentice robes of alteration. This is of no use to her. It provided her coverage and a disguise to leave Solstheim. But now, it'll be better to sell because it'll fetch her 338 gold. She's definitely going to sell this. These boots provide a little bit of warmth, so she might keep these. Although she does have these fur shoes that provide more warmth than these boots do. She'll sell that. She'll sell one of these shoes. But she's definitely getting rid of these ragged clothes and anything else that reminds her of her slavery days in Solstheim, like these boots and this tunic. Oh yes, she also has this armor. 25 gold? She'll sell this, and she'll keep the hide. She's gonna hold on to this hood. There are still times when she feels she might want to cover her face, just to hide a little bit more. Chitin plate? She might as well sell these as well. This pickaxe is definitely a reminder of all the times Master sent Varisha to go and mine heartstones. But something's telling her she might want to hold on to this. It might come in handy later on. She's getting rid of these cuffs as well. Everything else she'll keep for a while longer.
Come back when you're ready to spend more gold. Goodness knows I could use it.
You see those warriors from Hammerfell?
Oh.
They've got curved swords.
Warriors from Hammerfell. With curved swords.
Beautiful baubles and gleaming gemstones over
She has
here.
no idea who she's talking about.
Buy some armor and live
She'll
to
never
tell
buy
about
anything
it.
from this merchant.
Gems, potions...
I presume you're bothering me for a good reason.
Oh, excuse us. Maven Blackbriar? Blackbriar's expertise in talking about. She's one of them.
Limb with my genuine fall.
She really does hope that Helga agrees to give her shelter after she completes this deal for Boley. It would be so lovely to be able to stay in the bunkhouse rather than Beggar's Row. Right. She's gonna double check this board to see if there's been any work posted. This would really be helpful as well. Oh yes, there has! There's work available. Firewood, salmon meat, slaughter fish, snow bear pelt, and snow fox pelt? They're all delivery requests. Varisha could definitely do some of these. Let's see. The firewood. 50 firewood. A reward note will be offered after delivering these items to a general citizen? She's no stranger to hard work. She can definitely do that. Salmon meat. 5 salmon meat. A reward note will be offered. And another general citizen. She's sure she could do some swimming and find that meat right away. Oh, this is so fantastic. She's so excited that there's work posted. Maybe things will turn out to be okay after all.
You've got the coin, you've come to the right place. Pull up a seat.
This is somewhere she does feel welcome.
Yeah. What's your problem?
She's just going to take a quick pause, grab a little bite to eat.
Hey, Talon, get off your lazy tail and take care of the customer.
Keep your scales on.
She doesn't really have any money to purchase anything, but she does have one soup left that she made yesterday.
You want a drink?
Hello! We're not really here to purchase anything today, friend. But We are curious. Can you tell us more about these special drinks you say you serve?
3, in fact. They're my own recipe. Brought them over here from my days as a bartender in Gideon. First is the Velvet Lechance, which is a mixture of blackberry, honey, spiced wine, and a touch of nightshade. Perfectly safe, I assure you.
That sounds quite exotic.
We have the White Gold Tower, which is heavy cream with a layer of blended mead, lavender, and dragon's tongue on top.
Dragon's tongue?
Last, and only for the bravest of souls, we have the Cliff Racer, which is firebrand wine, Cyrodiilic brandy, Flynn, and Sujama.
Those do sound delicious. And here they are. Oh, and they all restore stamina as well. She'll have to come back and try one of these one day.
If you'll excuse me, I have other things to attend to.
She's gonna grab a quick bite to eat, and then she's gonna get ready to go for a swim. She should still have 1 soup left on her. Yes, apple cabbage stew. She'll eat that. Hunger sated, thirst quenched. Perfect. She was holding on to that for her lunch today. And she's still allowed to go use their pot.
I've never seen Miol this upset about anything.
So she'll make maybe 1 or 2 more
to
stews to take with her. 1 for dinner tonight, and perhaps 1 for breakfast in the morning. She'll try a little cabbage soup this time around. Good thing she found those salt piles. They're definitely coming in handy now. And maybe 1 more apple cabbage. It was delicious. Oh, she didn't see Talon J there. She's so grateful to have met both Talon
We haven't
and
much to
Karava.
discuss.
Every time she comes, they talk to her about Argonian culture. Teach her a little bit more every day. Well, now that her belly's full, she's ready to go for a swim. She would go for a swim
Stay
at
out
least
of
once
trouble,
a day.
Lizard.
Are they going to continue to address her so? She's done nothing wrong. She's minding her own business. She would go for a swim at least once a day in Solstheim. Whenever she could sneak away.
Beautiful here. Reminds me of autumn at home.
The water is such an important part of life for her. She can never stay away from it for long. And, not to mention, all the wonderful things you can find at the bottom of the water. Things most people
Fall
would never
Forest makes me
find.
miss my childhood. Playing among towering trees in Valenwood, living with my
Yes.
brethren.
Barira.
The waiting. The insufferable waiting.
The waiting. Hello. Is there something wrong?
Here, I want you to have this. Don't ask, just take it.
Juvenile mud crab added. Read bounty, juvenile mud crab. What did she just give her? Bounty juvenile mud crab. After hanging out my sword and bow to live a quieter life, I decided to study the lives and habits of mud crabs here at the Riften Fishery. Oh! It is my hope that one day we might breed mud crabs much like we do fish. If only everyone else at the fishery shared my interest. She wants to breed mud crab. I am in search of a juvenile mud crab so that I may study its growth. These young mud crabs rarely leave the water, so I now need an intrepid fisherman to catch one. They can be caught in almost all lakes and streams throughout Skyrim, though a breeding ground is said to be in Whiterun, west of Broken Fang Cave. Whiterun, that must be another city in Skyrim. Please make haste. I must show progress in my research as soon as possible. Barira, Riften Fishery. She works at the fishery as well. Note to self, it's been 12 days since an adventurer took up this bounty, and so far, nothing. How much longer must I wait? So, you're in need of someone to find you a juvenile crab? 12 days ago.
It would seem so.
Well, Varisha feels confident that she could find this crab. Faster than anyone.
Thanks. Good luck out there.
So is the bounty now hers? Oh, it is! Can she ask her any more questions? Oh, she can tell her where to find maps?
You know Bellathor's shop in Whiterun? That'd be a good place to start. He carries all sorts of things like that.
Bellathor in Whiterun.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Seems like she might have to take a trip to Whiterun anyways. As the bounty says, there's a mud crab breeding spot there. Oh, is this a little fishing area? It is. Oh, perfect. So once she learns how to fish by reading the books, she can come back here and get started. And there's a fishing rod. She'll take that. She'll need one. Well, definitely time for a swim. And she doesn't want to get the only piece of clothing she has wet, so she's going to take that off. Jump right in. Let's see what she can find. These waters, they're so clean. What do we have here? Salmon, yes! She needs salmon for the delivery quest. How many does she need? 5, she thinks. There's an abundance of salmon. She's gonna get some for herself as well. Hopefully Bolli doesn't mind that she's fishing. Now that she thinks of it, it may be taking up some of their salmon supply. How good it feels to be in the water. Oh, she's been away from it for too long. And the water here, it's so crisp. Not polluted by the eruption of volcanoes and mountains. She's just gonna do a little bit more exploring. Oh, what's this? Doesn't seem like she can open that. See if she can find any pearls. She's not sure if there are pearls here. Clams, perhaps? Mud crabs, even. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And she's just gonna enjoy herself. She hasn't felt this free, well, ever, really. Well, she needs 5 salmon for the delivery request, and she has 8. So any extra she catches, that was a nice big one, she'll keep for herself, for food. But she won't take more than she needs. She has to be mindful to make sure she doesn't use up all of the fishery's supplies. Nordic barnacle cluster. Oh, she'll take some of that as well. Being under the water is so peaceful. It gives Farisha time to think. And she's decided that she's shredding herself of everything that reminds her of being a slave. She's not. She's no one's slave. And she has no master. And so, from now on, she won't be referring to him as such. She's never going to call him master again. And if she does need to speak of him, if she does, she'll simply refer to him as the tyrant Neloth. She wonders if the other Argonians in Riften sometimes come and take a swim as well. She wouldn't mind joining them from time to time. Well, it's been a wonderful swim, but she is starting to feel a bit tired. And it is getting late, so probably best she return and maybe spend a little bit of time reading her fishing books. How beautiful this looks right now. Okay, she'll go up this way. Seems like she can have a little bit of privacy while she puts her clothes back on. That was one of the best swims Farisha's had in a long time. Not under the pressure to return home to the tyrant Neloth, just able to swim freely and peacefully until she decides she's done. she'll definitely be back again.
Disrespect the law and you disrespect me.
Understood. Perhaps she'll make it
Need something?
a regular daily thing. Before it becomes too late, she is going to go
Make
and
love like a saber cat.
see if she can hand in that salmon before it spoils. Let's see. Safety deposit box.
They say
Delivery notice
Helgen got
board.
hit by a dragon.
Oh, it says she only has 3 salmon meat. Does that mean she has to prepare the meat herself? Yes, she might have to make some salmon steaks. Right, she's gonna get to that right away. Hopefully she can make that here.
Hey, Talon, get off your lazy tail and take care of the customer.
Keep your scales on.
Oh, she needs salt.
I
Then she's
presume
gonna
you're
get
bothering
salt.
me for a...
She's gonna have to go find some salt. She has no choice. It's a dark elf. She can't let lack of salt keep her back from making this money. She's just gonna have to be careful. Like she was this morning. Make sure no one's around to watch her. Where's that dark elf going? Her home must be down here. Right. Where was that salt again? Yes, there's one here. Is there any more? She's gonna have to keep looking. Snowberries. Dirty water. Chance of infection if she drinks it. It's better than not having any water at all. There has to be more salt. Yes, 4 salt piles. And 5-legged goat? She'll keep that in mind. If ever she gets in a pinch and needs food. Porker meat. She'll know where to come. Hopefully that's enough to make the 3 salmon steaks. She'll go give it another try.
I
Hopefully
presume
this
you're
also
bothering me
pays
for a
well.
good reason.
She won't want to go to all this trouble for little to no coin. Right, okay. A few salmon steaks, and maybe even make some for herself. She can make some rabbit as well. It'll also be good protein. Clean water. Oh, she can clean the water by boiling it, most likely. 2 dirty water to make 1 clean water. Yes. She'll definitely be keeping an eye out for dirty water from now on. She only has 1 salt pile left. She'll make herself a nice potato soup. She has plenty of food on her now.
Fancy yourself the adventuring type,
She's
eh?
so excited.
It's just as well. I doubt your combat prowess would prove valuable.
She'll most likely have enough that she can maybe share with Madesi and the other beggars at Beggar's Row as well. Okay, let's see. Can she turn in the delivery now?
No lollygagging.
She's still missing 5 salmon meat? But she has so much salmon on her. She's not too sure what exactly the customer wants. But in the meantime, she'll start cutting this wood if she can. Yes, the axe was left here. What's wrong with the salmon meat she has on her? The customer hasn't left any other... Oh. We're not taking it, we're just borrowing it. Who is it that's bothering her? The customer didn't leave any more specific instructions on what they wanted done with the salmon meat. After chopping this wood, she'll definitely welcome a good night's sleep. one well earned as well. She's finally finished chopping the 50 pieces of wood. It's quite the task. She's exhausted. But it's done. And hopefully now she can go hand in that wood. At least one of these delivery requests have to be fulfilled today. Let's see. Yes! She can do the firewood. She'll create that. 614 gold! If this is how these delivery requests pay, she'll be doing these daily.
Let me guess. Someone stole your sweet roll.
She wishes these guards would stop taunting her so. 614 gold?
Maybe one day I'll venture out
Perhaps
and
there
see if
is
she's
hope
right.
for her. Maybe she really can start a new life in Skyrim. Maybe it really is going to be possible for her. This has really lifted Varisha's spirits. And she sees hope. She sees a future for the first time. Where's the beggar? Here
Come
she is.
see me in the market if you're looking for the finest custom jewelry in all of Skyrim.
Please.
She's gonna give her some coin
Please,
if she
I need
can.
but a septum. A septum is all I ask. Is that so bad?
Here you are.
Oh, thank you.
In the morning, Varisha's gonna see if she could start making her way to Markarth, or maybe Whiterun. She has 2 jobs that she can do for both cities. Most likely Markarth, because she would really like to see if she can get a room at the bunkhouse. That's a priority for her. And so this is where we're going to be leaving things here for today, friend. Hopefully you come back to see how Varisha does in the next episode as she makes her way to some new destinations. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, and if you wouldn't mind leaving a thumbs up just to let me know, that's always greatly appreciated. Let me know what you think is in store for Varisha. I'd love to hear from you. Like always, thank you for spending this time with me today, friend, and I will see you in the next video.